All right, welcome back to the channel, family. And if you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Brett. Today we're gonna go over the new project car for the channel, which is a 64 Buick Skylark. I know we picked it up in a video about 2 months ago, but I didn't go over it in detail that day. Just didn't have the time, so I wanted to take time today since it wasn't raining and we got some sunshine finally here in the Bay Area. So I want to go ahead and take a look at the Skylark real quick and get you guys a more detailed look at it before we start ripping it apart and building it back up. All right, so let's take a look at it now. Just walking around the outside real quick. The body is fairly straight at a glance, so I was really satisfied about that. I picked it up for the player price. I'm not really going to say what I got it for, but it was a really good deal. So anyways, just going over it, I really love how straight the body is for how old the car is. These things are kind of hard to find too, the 64 Skylarks. You don't see them too often, so I really like that. Let's go around the outside of it real quick. The bumper is fairly straight for the most part. We got a little dent here, little crack in the bumper on top here that needs to be welded and repaired, and then we'll get it re-chromed, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Going over some of the imperfections with the body. Here we have a lot of Bondo in here. There's body filler in this panel, probably the whole panel, so we'll have to go ahead and grind all that out, rough out this metal, and rework it to where we can get it a little straighter before we put our body filler on. That way we don't have to put too thick of a body layer of body filler. So not a big deal, not something I'm worried about right now. It's not a critical item. Going over it here in the back, you could tell the brake lights here, or excuse me, the tail lights are in good condition. They got the beauty rings around them. The lenses are still there. Nothing's cracked as far as the tail lights. I do believe we have this trim in the trunk, but we're gonna have to take a look in the trunk for that. I don't think we have this panel that goes in the middle here. And then I'm not sure we have the Skylark emblem that goes there. Hopefully that stuff's in the trunk, but we'll take a look at that here in just a minute. Going over it here again, what I really like, another high point is has all the trim, so all the bright work, the stainless steel work here around all the windows, that's all in place. We even have what looks like factory old school wiper blades and the arms, wiper arms as well. Now I'm not sure what's going on with this cowl, why it's a different color. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, and why we're here, another imperfection would be this hole here for the antenna, but not a big deal because we're going to go ahead and grind that down. I'm going to weld in a new patch panel here, and then we'll just smooth it out and get rid of that altogether. So I'm not really worried about that. Now that cowl, again, being that white, I'm not sure, but it does kind of match what's going on up here. So I'm not sure what the story is on that. Again, looking at the front hood, this should say Buick across here, and I don't know if we have those emblems, but if not, we'll go ahead and find those on eBay or somewhere and then get those put back on. But take a look at the front of the car here, is really nice. The headlight buckets are all there. The grille is in good shape. I can't see anything wrong with the grille, really. I guess it's a little bent here, but we'll go ahead and get that straightened out. The bumper looks phenomenal. Not really tripping off anything on the bumper up here. We'll polish that out, make it look new again. The turn signals look good. That one's got a little bit of a cracked lens. However, we're going to run it for now. So we got all the headlights, but this one doesn't have a retaining ring on it. So it's not screwed in. And I noticed these over here were loose as well. Although they do have the rings, they're not screwed in. They just have tape on them holding them in. So we're gonna have to take a look what's going on there. So just doing a quick video, so we're gonna try to run through this real quick. Again, nice straight body here. Not sure, I'm sure there's some body work in there somewhere, but right now it looks straight, so we're gonna leave it alone untouched. We're not gonna worry about painting it or doing body work anytime soon. Underneath the tarp there is our LS engine, so that's going to be the first big project for this car is getting an engine in it and getting it running. So let's take a look here at the door handles. Check it out, they work real well. It closes factory. I like that. Nice fitment there, and no issues with the door handles in it. The door handles are in really good shape. The lock cylinder is really good. I still have the key for it, so I got the original key. And the mirror is in good shape. You can see that there. Only have a driver's mirror, no passenger on this model, just the driver mirror, but it's there. Quarter windows are there. All the windows all the way around are good shape. And I love these windows here because they're frameless. When it rolls down, there is no post here in between the back and front window, so it all opens up. I love that. You can see some body work here. I'm not sure really what they were doing here, because it looks like they sprayed a guide coat, like they were going to do some final body work, final sanding, but I don't know why they would spray a guide coat when this needs to clearly be redone. All of this Bondo needs to come out, and then that panel needs to be roughed out, and then this rust needs to be removed. So we either got to cut it out or see if there's any good material under there to reuse. But I'll probably just end up cutting that out in the future and welding a new panel. For now, again, we're going to just run it. Yeah, again, this guide coat, I'm not sure what they were doing here, what they were thinking, but they got it all over their bright work there on that stainless trim. They got it all over this rear window. I don't know if that comes up on camera, but it's all over. They just shot it everywhere. It's all back window, and this window trim back here also has it. So yeah, they went kind of crazy on that guide coat. Let's see. All right, so before we go inside and take a look at the inside of the vehicle, let's take a look at what we have in the trunk here. Looks like we have a drive line here, so we're probably not going to use that at all. Keep in mind, it has been raining for about a week now. This doesn't even have a trunk seal, yet I do not see any moisture inside here, so that's a good sign, considering it's been raining like crazy here in the Bay Area. So, oh, we do have our panel for the back. Let's take a look at that, because that's nice that we have that. So that would go right there, more or less like that. So we do have our trim. All right, let's try not to damage that too much. And then we have some more trim here to go around the top like that. So we do have this panel here in the middle. That's nice. And then we have the trim, it looks like, to go around. Hopefully we have every piece. I see there should be 4 pieces, so I see the 2 long pieces. Oh, and then there's the 4 that go around the tail light. So it looks like we have all the trim for the back. That is a great find. I'm glad to find that in the trunk. Looks like we got a spare quarter window here. So yeah, we have a spare quarter window. You can see that there. So that's nice. Some spare parts are always good. And then we got a basket full of engine parts, which I am not even going to go through this. I'm just looking for emblems. That's all I'm looking for. Just trim. All this engine stuff I could care less about. These are U-bolts for the drive line. Again, none of that stuff is going to be used because we're doing LS swap anyways. I'm not sure where that goes. Probably for the trunk. But yeah, there's a lot of junk in there I'm not worried about. We've got another milk crate here. Oh, there's that possible ring for the headlight, the one that didn't have the retaining ring, and a bunch of bolts. Yeah, not worried about that. Distributor cap I'm never going to use. Some old headlights I'm never going to use. Oh, got some nice spare door handles here, so we'll keep those. And then we even got a spare tail light, which is cool because both of the tail lights on here are in perfect condition, so I don't even need that. That's just spare parts. So these are all labeled, but looks like valve cover. Nothing I'm going to use though, because again we're doing an LS swap. What I can't find are the emblems that I need. Alright, so there's a lock cylinder here, maybe for the trunk, maybe for the door. And then looks like there's a door release handle there for the inside. So not worried about any of that, but I may use some of those pieces as we're doing the interior. If there's anything that's messed up there, we'll replace it. But there's a lot of good spare parts in here. Another handle for the door release, and some more handles, which they are very pitted, for the window crank. So those are the two milk crates. This is distributor, and don't care about that. Not running no distributor. Air filter, air filter cover. I don't need that. And then some miscellaneous motor parts, oil seals, and looks like an engine mount. They probably changed them when they put the engine in. But again, I'm not going to run the engine that's in here. We'll take a look at that next before we go to the interior of the car. So looks like some center caps, knockoff style center caps for the mags, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they go with these wheels because it doesn't look like it. There's no way to spin these on. I think these are just, these are from another vehicle, or maybe another set of wheels that were on here at one time. Ah, this is the gold mine right here. This is our Skylark emblem. Alright, so I did find something I was looking for, which is the Skylark logo here. Hopefully this is the one for the trunk. No, doesn't really fit the trunk very well, although we could probably make it work if we needed to. It's not really contoured for the trunk, this angle here, so I'm not sure. This might be one for the side. All right, so yeah, this one here is for the sail panel here. So it looks like this one's for the sail panel. So we do have one of the Skylark emblems that we relocated in the trunk. Let's see if I can get it back off of here and put it back so it's safe. Got one emblem, that's good. We do have the lock assembly for the trunk. We'll see if we have the key for that. So it has the rods, the retaining clip. Oh, we have what Skylark bird emblem here too. All right. And the trunk opens well. It's gapped pretty good. I like that. And then it's in good condition too, so that's good. So let's take a look at it. Again, these doors open really nice, factory feel to them. They also close really nicely. Close right up, open right up, no problems there. I love it. Take a look at the windows here. The windows are fully functional. They're all here. This quarter window looks like the lever broke off, so maybe that's why there's a spare quarter window inside the trunk. So that's good. We'll probably use that. And then the windows, the window crank works. Windows roll down. All right, we'll take a look here at the door panel. Most of the parts are here. There's our door release, our armrest there. You can see here they used a wood panel which will be used in a house in the 70s and maybe 60s, 70s, early 80s. There's this wood panel here that they would put up on the walls. I guess they thought it looked good back then, but it looks like someone repurposed it to finish out the bottom of their door panel here. So that's got to go. We're gonna get rid of that because that looks like garbage, but we'll do that at a later date. First thing's gonna be is getting this thing running, but let's take a look at the inside real quick. I'll start at the back here. As you can see, we got the full bench back here, so that's nice. The reason being is because we have the backrest. We could reuse the framing, redo the upholstery. We got the seat bottom also, but we have the full frame, so that's perfect. We have all the pieces we need. We just got to reupholster it. Obviously you could see there the upholstery's seen some better days, but we're gonna get that reupholstered. And here there's a sail panel here on this side, and there's the missing one there that we found in the trunk, so it's a good thing we found that one in the trunk. The deck lid is garbage. We'll have to get rid of that. It looks like just a piece of untreated plywood that they put back there at some point in time. I don't know, maybe when they put that 6x9 in there, which looks pretty old. So they did that deck, that rear package tray, so we'll get rid of that and build a new one. So a couple other features back here are the ashtrays are fully functional still, so something you don't see in cars anymore, but they're here, and it's fully functional. Don't mind that rust there. We'll polish that up and get that looking brand new. The armrests are here. The fabric's actually pretty good, but we're gonna go ahead and reupholster all this anyways. And then we got our window crank here, also functional and in place, so not bad, not bad at all. Going over to the passenger side rear, same thing, fully functional ashtray. So it's good to have these pieces here. These little pieces make a big deal. Those are the ones that are a pain to try to find and source on the internet. Is trying to find all these little odds and ends like these ashtrays. So I'm glad they're here. And then the window cranks are good. And then we got these little windows back here that roll down. I'm not going to roll it down now. Well, let's just see how it rolls down. But yeah, no, those are going to have to get some work done to them. The cranks need to be lubricated and probably adjusted. We're not going to worry about that right now. Before we leave the back, let's take a look here at the floorboard. You can see it's really solid, no rust whatsoever back here. This is nice. It's really solid. So all the floorboards in the back look really good. Even the transmission tunnel, everything back here looks good. So moving to the front, we'll start out here with these seats. Again, what's nice about it is that we got the full frame. So we got the seat back, the release to fold it forward still works. We got these panels in the back here that look to be in really good condition for their age. And the release button is in good condition as well. And then all the mechanical parts on the seat seem to function really well. We even have this trim here all around the seat, which is still in place, so that's good. We got good seats. Driver's side seats are a little worse for wear, but again, we have all the trim on it in the seat backs, in the framing, so that's all we need to reupholster it. This one's not bolted down, so we'll just move it out the way real quick, so that way we can take a look at the floor. All right, so let's take a look at the floor here. Now we take a look at the bottom of the seat real quick too. You can see all the framings there. All the springs are still functional. The bottom spring for the seat, everything's there. And then again, these floorboards look really good considering how old they are. I don't see any rust here at all. No rust at all down here. And considering it's been raining for weeks and weeks, there's no water on the floor. We didn't find any water in the trunk. That's all good signs. The only rust I could find in here, to be honest, any significant rust in the whole car really, would be right here, right there, these two little holes. But what we'll do is we'll just cut this whole thing out and we'll re-weld in some fresh sheet metal and then treat it so it doesn't rust up again. So you can see the kick panel here, and if you recall, we had another kick panel in the trunk for this side, which it's missing. So that's in the trunk, no issues there. So moving on up to the seat, obviously the seat needs to be replaced, so we'll go ahead and have to do upholstery in this for sure. But the door panel, again, same condition as the passenger side. The door panel is all here, fully functional. We got the door release, we got our armrest, we got our window crank, and we even have the lever to adjust the mirror. Let's go ahead and see if that actually works and moves the mirror. So it does work, although I don't want to force it. It seems like the cable needs to be lubricated. It is functioning. And we got our parking brake there and our vent lever here for our side vents. So yeah, everything's here. Moving up to the steering wheel, we got this wood grain, kind of like an old school race steering wheel. I kind of like it, 3-spoke. We'll polish up this wood and probably refinish it with some new stain and lacquer it up so it's nice and shiny. And then we'll buff out a little rust in this 3-spoke here on this chrome and get that cleaned up, but probably reuse it. So not sure what's going on here. Looks like it had possibly a shifter there. I'm not sure why they would cut it off. And then it also has the floor shifter here, so I'm not sure what's going on up there, but we got the floor shifter here, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but not worry about that. We're going to eventually put a tilt column in it, but that's not going to be anytime soon. Take a look at the gauges in the dashboard here, all going to be redone. I like the Queen of Hearts there. Not sure why they put that there, but got the Queen of Hearts. And then this funky like fake metal sticker. I think that's factory, but it's weird. So we'll go ahead and get a new dash made up for this. That'll be later on though. I'm not worried about it. I'll probably do some kind of digital dash, maybe a Holley, because I do have the Holley management system. And we'll go into the parts that I've already bought for the car. But they probably won't be in this video. So also we have the key here. I don't have it on me. I'd have to go in the house to get it, but we do have the key that fits this ignition, so that's good. We got this old school aftermarket 3-pod gauge. It has water, oil, and amps. Old school. That is obviously going to go. Cannot be trusted. I'm not going to rely on this to be accurate. So we're going to get rid of that. Up here, it looks like they put, at the time they did this, probably would have been a modern radio. But now it's just old. And it looks like they did it in like a marine vinyl. So this whole section is going to get taken out. I'm thinking about putting a tablet here for my entertainment system. Again, I'll do something custom, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. And then moving over here to the passenger side of the vehicle, a lot of spider webs, but the glove compartment. So one of the biggest myths inside that I see is that we don't have a glove compartment door. So that's one of the first things I ordered. Maybe if I have some time in this video, I'll go ahead and break that out and then kind of set it up here so we can see if we got the right door, because I did order this already and I do have it sitting on the shelf. So maybe after this I will go over to the shelf and grab that part, open it up and see if it actually fits. And then we got the vents here for the heat and AC, although there is no duct work in there at all. So I will have to figure that out at some point. Again, not really worried about it. Race cars don't run heaters or AC, but this isn't going to be a race car, so eventually we will get that in here. All right, one last thing I'm going to go over on the inside here is this cool looking center console. We got this economy manifold vacuum gauge here. It does say Pontiac. Comment below if the Buick Skylark came with a Pontiac center console, or if this is something that was added after the fact. I don't know, maybe someone put this in here. Yeah, it says Pontiac. I'm not tripping off it, doesn't hurt my feelings. I think the console is cool. I like it. I'm gonna leave it, mainly because it's all here. It's all functional. I even have a little footwell light that'll light up my footwell, so that's nice. I'm gonna make sure that I refurbish that and get that running and working well. I will, if we do keep this in here, I will do something with this gauge pod. I don't know what I'll put in there, or if I'll just keep this economy vacuum gauge. But that'll be something that's not critical, so I'll go ahead and deal with that in the future. I do like how it opens up by pushing down, and it's a spring release here. But take a look at the rest of this console. I like it. I think it's in good condition, so I'm going to reuse it for my purpose. It'll work just fine. I'll have to figure out how to mount a shifter in here, because this old shifter is not going to work, but I want to retain this housing somehow so it looks clean and fits in with the center console. So we'll go ahead and try to retain that with whatever shifting system we're going to use. I'll figure out a shifter that'll fit in there, but it works, so I like it. And then I found this, which I didn't know they had storage here too. I'm not really sure what it served as, because there is nothing in there now. It's not finished, but we'll find something to put in there. But I do like how it's hidden. All right, so let's look at the last thing. We're gonna go outside and we'll take a look at the engine now. Let's see what we got. Let's take a look at what we got here. Hopefully that hood will stay up. All right, so what we got here is it's not a big nail head, but it is a nail head Buick engine, and it's the 300. So this is going to come out. I mean, there's nothing special really about these. You can't pull any extra power out that I know of. It'd be just as easy just to go ahead and swap an LS. So that's what we're going to do over here. Over here is our LS engine. Here, two-wheel drive 4L60E transmission. Not the strongest, but we're going to run it for now. It'll get us going down the road. So we'll put in the 4L60E transmission, the 5.3 liter Vortec engine, and then we'll go ahead and get that put here in the Buick and get this 300 nail head out of here. 300 cubic inches is not going to cut it, so we're going to go ahead and get that out and then get our LS engine in over there. And then we got the power steering gearbox, which we'll probably reuse, being powered off of the LS power steering pump. So a couple things we have to upgrade would be the brake booster. We need to get a dual master cylinder. We can't have a single master cylinder. That's not safe. If one of the brakes were to fail, all the brakes are going to fail at once. With a dual master cylinder, if the front brakes fail, you still have rear brakes, vice versa. If the rear brake fail, you still have front brakes. So that's why we're going to have to go ahead and upgrade that master cylinder. It should have drum brakes on the front. I'm not going to take a look at that today, but definitely going to do the front brake disc conversion as well as a rear disc conversion on this as well, and the dual master cylinder again for safety. Other than that, I'm going to swap in the LS and the 4L60E transmission and get it in here, order me up a new drive line, run it on the 10 bolt rear end for now. I still think with a 4L60E, that's going to be the weak point anyways. I think that'll probably break before the 10 bolt, but we'll go ahead and run it like that. LS swap, 4L60E, 10 bolt rear end. I want to do disc brake conversion all the way around. Clean up the interior enough just to drive it, and then eventually do a full interior on it. We got a key cylinder that needs to be put in the back here to access the trunk, and we got all our trim. And I'll probably rough this out and shoot it with some primer and then leave it alone for now, as well as clean up these sail panels. I might even try to find a color match for this and just spray out just these panels, and then try to buff out whatever else I have to get it looking halfway decent. But mainly just want to go ahead and get it running and get it on the road, because every one of my vehicles run, and that's what I really pride myself on. They might not be the prettiest, but they all run. This one runs and drives, this one runs and drives, this one does not, so we need to fix that. My G35 runs and drives, which is parked outside right now. Obviously the Audi Q7 runs and drives. So all my vehicles run and drive. So this is the only dead one in my fleet. So I want to go ahead and get this one running. So that is the main thing that I'm going to do to this, is get it running. So the next big project will probably be putting in the LS inside of the Buick. But for now, that's going to probably wrap it up for this video. Before I end though, I just got to say, I did clean out my garage. My son helped me. He helped me organize. We got some shelving we put in here. Shout out to my boy, because my son helped me do all of this. He helped me rearrange everything. So I even got some extra space on the shelf, so it's nice to have more space to store things. Got my bench cleaned off finally. I know every video just about is messy, but now I got my workbench back. I can walk around my vehicles, so that's nice to have good garage space to work in. And speaking of the shelf here, I know I said I would look for the glove box. So now that I got everything organized, as you can see, all my parts are up here. My parts, brand new parts in the box. This is the brakes for the Audi I need to do here. Those are rotors. The brakes are up here. My sensors are here. So I got all kinds of parts in stock I need to install. I just got to get time to do it. And this is the water pump for the Camaro I keep talking about, but I haven't put in yet. Let's take a look at this glove box real quick before we wrap this video up. Let me get a razor blade. All right, let's go ahead and just do a little unboxing real quick here before we wrap this video up, because I did mention that I got the glove box in, so I haven't opened it yet. I got this off of eBay, so let's just go ahead and see what's in here. Bubble wrap, and you can hear my neighborhood, they're tearing it up out there. Wow, look at that. Got the Skylark logo on there. A little loose, but it's there. Looks to be in really good condition. I'm not sure what's going on here, if there's anything missing. If you know, you can comment below. But let's take a look at this in the car really quick before we end this video. All right, let's put this in, see what it looks like inside. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right, there you go. That's it right there. So there's our glove box in. not officially installed, but it's sitting in there for now. We got all the pieces for this car. And the only piece I was really missing was this glove box, and I went ahead and got that right off of eBay. So there it is. But like I said, we're gonna wrap this video up. Thank you guys for following along. If you watched the end of the video, I truly appreciate it. And if you like what you saw today, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to be notified of my next episode, because I do drop fresh bangers weekly. Hey, and until next time, stay good, family. Peace.